there's a shame element to like, I'm never gonna reap the rewards because I know you have to be consistent. And I'm like, I don't do anything longer than 3 days consistently before I'm like, well, that didn't work. Let's give up and try something else. And so then there's this whole thing like, you are never, ever going to reap the rewards.
Oh, that's a lie. Get out of here. Yes.
Like, if your kids make it, it's not gonna have anything to do with you.
Welcome to the I Am Mother of the Year podcast, where we equip and encourage moms just like you to move from isolation, fear, comparison, and chaos to community, compassion, peace, and freedom. We're so glad you're here.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today. My name's Lisa.
And I'm Jen, and this is the I Am Mother of the Year podcast.
And let's set a scene for you, okay? When's the last time you said, hey guys, it's time to go?
Or time for dinner.
Hey guys, it's time to go.
Okay, I need napkins on the table. It's time to eat.
Guys, hey, car's running. It's time to go.
Drinks are on the table. Food is gonna get cold.
Yeah, guys, it's time to go.
Jonah, put the frog down, wash your hands. It is time to eat dinner.
Whoa, that was...
Escalated very quickly.
Woo! Put the frog down. I did not see coming.
Oh, the hands and the toad and the...
Ew.
Yes.
Gross, Jonah.
I know. Why are you...
Put the toad down and come to dinner.
Boy, it's time to eat. How many times do we have to say those things, though?
Right.
Regularly.
And it makes us feel completely invisible.
Do you hear... Wait. Do you hear me? Have you heard me say this repeated phrase 10 times?
Right. We're glad that you are here listening to us.
Turn
right?
your volume up.
You can hear us, right? I see that nod. Thank you. Yes. What? Nothing boils my blood.
Yeah.
Like, I am talking to you. Do you hear? Even like, let's launch right in. I think that Josie, when she's so used to being in trouble that when I say her name and she's not, she's like, I'm going to completely ignore you because you're probably going to say something that I'm not going to like. It's some kind of consequence. And I'm like, no, 90% of the time.
Josie.
I even want to be like, Jose, where are you?
I'm here to give you some candy.
Oh, exactly. Oh, you can hear me now? Oh, can you hear me now?
Okay, when I was thinking about the phrases that I say, it's time for dinner, we need to go put your shoes on. Why with the shoes?
No.
Put them on. It takes average at least 3 times.
No.
But I also included in there my child's name because it's the same thing. I'm like, Jonah, I've actually resorted to whispering.
Oh.
And that catches their attention. It throws them off so you don't sound like the naggy mom because they hear this all the time. Jonah, Josie. Oh my gosh, they need to get married. But when I'm like,
Put it on the list.
Jonah, he's like, and I'm like, yeah, get you now.
I need to
time
try
for
that.
dinner.
And it's further proof that they can hear us.
Yes.
If I'm in the pantry trying to sneak an Oreo out of the package, there is nothing louder somehow than the Oreo package. So I'm like,
Yes. And invisibility because
Yes.
you don't see me. And then I go into the pantry and Jonah comes around like a ninja.
What you doing?
What are you eating? Is it an Oreo? And taking out the recycling.
Mom, it's almost dinner. Get out of here.
Oh my gosh.
Get out of here. No one asked you.
Put your shoes on.
Yeah, put your shoes on. You know what I've done with the shoe thing? I've stopped asking about shoes. You know what I do? I put them in the car.
Oh my gosh.
Our
that's
shoes
genius.
stay in the car because then go out barefoot. I don't care. I'm a barefoot girl myself. I
Yes.
grew up on a farm.
Okay.
So I'm like,
That's genius.
they're in the car.
I think you're Mother of the Year. You're on the right podcast.
And there we go. So we're here to help.
I love that. In the car. Then it's not a battle. It doesn't make you late because that's the last step for us before we leave the house.
Yeah.
So it's the tipping point of we were going to meet at a splash pad once and I was 20 minutes late and it legitimately was because one of his little toddler shoes was in the bottom of a laundry basket. Not sure how it got there.
I'll give you one guess.
It was 20 minutes
Yes.
and I was like, I swear it was a shoe.
Yeah, that was us.
Shoe was the
We
culprit.
were waiting forever.
Oh my gosh, 20
Yeah.
minutes. Exactly. So in the car. That's one solution.
There you go. Yep. But overall, that's the problem.
Yeah.
There's a million different solutions, but the core question is, are we are we even making a difference?
Yeah.
Like as mothers,
Yeah.
are we making a difference in our family, in the lives of our kids?
If you can't see me, you can't hear me.
Right.
What am I doing then? Why am I working so hard?
Right.
For what?
Yes, and would you notice if I slipped out of the house, which I would never, okay? Never.
Except for that one time I went on the
Just don't worry about it, yeah.
but that was like for a couple hours and she came right back. Yeah.
Now I lost my train of thought because I keep imagining myself just going somewhere nice.
She's
I am in a happy
place.
place. I'm sipping Sprite or something. Wasn't that from a movie?
Yes,
I fantasize.
bad moms.
Oh yes, getting in a car accident. Not a bad one, but I just get to sit and lay in the hospital bed.
Yes.
And sip Sprite.
Okay, I'm gonna help you.
Help me.
It's when you realize, like, if I wasn't around, would you even notice?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. This is why I'm here. She's Mother of the Year. I'm here to bring it around.
Oh my gosh. But right.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take it one level deeper for the moms who are like, oh yeah, I've known for a long time I'm not making a difference. Let's top this one. I don't think any of this is worth it. Like the effort, the sacrifice,
The sleepless nights.
time spent, like everything you do for your kids just to keep them alive.
Yeah.
Not to help them excel, literally just to keep them alive.
Fed, out of the straight, maybe clothed, bathed.
Is it even worth it? So that's the dark side. For our purposes, let's say, are you even making a difference?
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, yes, of course. And I think if we asked you that, you'd be like, yeah, I'm making a difference, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But then there are the veteran moms, we'll call them, who always say, oh yeah, someday you're going to reap these rewards. And I'm like,
Probably in their 20s.
well, that's what I'm like.
Out of college, once they've lived some life and come back and go, thank you, Mom.
You're the best. Just now? Just now you're realizing
right.
that?
We've got some years. My daughter's not even a year old yet.
Just
Tell me, 19 plus years.
Someday you're going to reap those rewards. When? I need the camera on me. When is someday? No veteran moms can tell me that.
Because that's not, how's that motivating?
Right, it's not motivating.
Just keep going.
See
every
me
day.
where I am, and this is why we're here. We're going to see you for where you are and where we are. Not on the couch of perfection here, people. We're on the couch of, are we making a difference? Like,
Yeah.
Jen, am I making a difference as a mother?
Yes. And I think what's kind of nice, and maybe I'm beating it too quickly, beating it to the punch.
Nope.
But I think when we have these little like proud mama moments, when they
Yes.
do something sweet that you're like, there you are, you got that from something I taught you,
Right.
maybe exemplified, read in a story, I don't care, but somehow in
Right.
this house something good got in there.
Yes.
And now it's coming out, and I'm
Coming
like,
out your
there's hope in
Right.
the world.
Yes, yes,
one of
because
those
they are. They're little sponges. And just someday when they get squeezed, this is a weird metaphor.
In
I
their
didn't
20
think this through.
In their 20s?
When we squeeze our children,
say no.
we hope something great pops right out.
Oh boy.
This is not going well. The proud mama moment is where I'm
Yes,
going with this.
yes.
Is okay, so here's an example. Josie, 5, going on like 17, will be 6 in August. And when I started I Am Mother of the Year, this whole movement to equip and encourage moms, the first thing that I ever did and sold and spread was the idea to encourage another mom with a sticker.
Yeah.
So there's I Am Mother of the Year award stickers. And it was meant to be, and still is, meant to be an easy way for you to go, I'm not going to approach another mom. I don't know what to say, but like, wow, they're doing great. Or wow, look at their kid. They must be feeling overwhelmed or scared or feeling like they're judged. I'm going to break into their moment and go, I see you. You're a really good mom. You're doing a really good job. All of that.
Keep it up.
Right. You can do
We're in
it.
this together.
Right. We hug, we cry. It's a whole thing. But I started that. And so she was along for those rides, you know, and Cal's,
Watching you.
a baby. And so he's in the carrier, so contained in the cart in the grocery store. Hallelujah. But she was watching, and to the point where she started wanting to get involved. And so she's like, oh, look, Mom, there's a mom. We got to go give her a sticker. We got to go tell her how good of a mom she is. And so so sweet. But then the moment happened for me when it wasn't about my thing, the mother of the year. It wasn't a mom thing. We were in McDonald's one night, Self 5.
Ew.
And we, Josie had like a state trooper or something come to her school and like give this presentation or whatever. And they all got those like police badge stickers.
Like the gold
shiny. Yes. And so she brought that in to McDonald's because she like would not let it go. This was like the proudest thing for her. And she, so we took a picture for Papa, her papa, her grandpa, who is a retired police officer. And so we're like, send this to Papa. He'd be so excited and proud. And so we did. And then she did something I did not expect. She said, Mom, I want to give this to a little boy if he comes to eat in here. And I'm like,
And she's 4 or 5 at the time?
yes, she was 4.
Oh my God.
4 years old. And I was like,
You're thinking of someone else? You want to give your prized possession?
right. She was so proud of it.
Ugh.
And she did. So then, as luck would have it, or maybe the Lord,
The Lord.
a family comes in, little boy sits right behind us.
Oh my gosh.
And she goes, there he is. There's the boy.
There's my boy.
Like as if she's waiting for him to come.
Oh my
And she was, and there he is. And so she walks right up to him and says, you're a really good boy.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh,
I'm so proud of
give me the napkins. And I was
Something
like,
I'm doing is working.
Yes.
I think you're going to make it, maybe.
whew, like if I'm not doing anything else right, because
Yes.
jury's still out and probably will be forever
Till in their
until their
20s.
20s, and then we squeeze them, and then anyway, I'm doing one thing right,
Yes.
and there you go. Do you have a story
I
like
love
that?
that.
You have to have a million
Yes.
proud, because Jonah's such a good boy.
Oh, thank you.
And Jules, I mean, she's
Yeah.
not even a year yet, so
She's fun
she
to
just
squeeze.
Yeah, speaking of squeezing.
in the cheeks. Yes, my Jonah can be a little crazy, but he's got a very sweet core. It's
Yeah.
just the active all boy things crashing, jumping off of, hurling yourself that's just innately in him that you have to like see past all of that motion. And then he's got a really sweet core. But
Yeah.
because I don't have a daughter like Josie's age, we typically don't talk about marriage and weddings and dating, finding your spouse
Right.
with my 6-year-old son. But just like last week, like this is very recent,
Ooh.
he's in the back seat and he was talking about wanting to be a dad someday. And already, like the mother-son thing, like my heart melted. And I like did the brief turnaround on Keystone. And I'm like, you want to be a daddy? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're having a moment. You're not like roaring like a T-Rex right now. We are actually having words.
Yes.
And this is great. You're not asking me for chameleon, which is also the latest thing every day.
Oh, I see into your
All
soul.
depends. So
Right?
I'm like, you want to be a daddy? And he's like, yeah. And so he's like, how do I do that? So I'm explaining the progression that you're going to meet the girl. We're not going to have that talk.
Mommy and Daddy hug in a special way.
They really love each other. So it was like meeting the girl, and I threw in that you're going to ask her dad's permission to marry her, and then you're going to get married, and you're going to have a wedding, and all these things, and then when you're ready, you're going to have a baby.
Oh.
And so I said, how many kids do you want? Which this is like any mom of a boy roughly around this age knows this is like a treasured moment.
Yes.
If he's anything like my son. And so I was like, how many kids do you want? And he was like, just one. And he's like looking out of the window casually, just one. And I was like, really? And I'm like, well then I have to ask because it's just one.
Yep.
Do you want a boy or a girl? Thought he's all boy. He might say dinosaur or puppy because he's done that before.
Sure.
Yeah. But I'm like, let's try to get a gender, boy or girl. I thought for sure he'd say boy. He goes, oh, I'll be happy with whatever God gives me.
Oh.
I was like, this is a proud mama moment. Not only are we having this like special
Yes.
conversation that's so tender and sweet and few and far between,
Yeah.
but whatever God gives you, like
Yes.
for a 6-year-old to have that
And
sense
where-
of spirituality
yes.
in him and say it.
And where did he get that from?
When I was trying to have Julianne, that he kept asking me, do you want a boy or a girl? And I said, we'll be happy with whatever God gives us. But to hear it echoed back, I'm like,
yeah.
you heard me when I
Oh.
said that? That got into your brain and you remembered it for years?
Right. Can't put your shoes on.
No.
But
Not asking for the world here.
Yes.
Just Just proud moment, one at a time. But to hear it echoed back, it's like a relief. You're proud. There's so many emotions. But that to me is the motivation of like, okay, consistency.
Yes.
Keep doing the right thing.
Yes.
And you will see those little moments to trickle you along until their 20s.
Well, and that's the hard part. I struggle with consistency. I'm pretty sure I have adult ADHD. Probably stem from my childhood ADHD.
Another podcast about that.
Whole different thing. But I struggle with consistency. And so for me, I'm like, if there's a shame element to like, I'm never going to reap the rewards because I know you have to be consistent. And I'm like, I don't do anything longer than 3 days consistently before I'm like, well, that didn't work. Let's give up and try something else. And so then there's this whole thing like, you are never, ever going to reap the rewards.
Oh, that's a lie. Get out of here. Yes.
Like, if your kids make it, it's not going to have anything to do with you. You stupid devil. Anyway, so.
Oh my gosh.
So that's where I struggle. Like, I know you and type A and all this stuff. Like, you are so good at being consistent.
Not all the time. Not consistently consistent.
50%? I don't know.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Sure. We're on different levels.
Different levels of consistency.
Yes.
And so I'm like, you for sure. I'm like, I can watch you reap the rewards all day. And I can't see that in myself.
Except for that Josie story you just shared.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
I mean, the mailman and
all the things. We have so many stories, right? And so that's one of the points is like, if you're not seeing the difference you're making, because you are making a difference, if you're not seeing that, maybe you're not looking for it. And so that's one thing that it's just a perspective change, because you can beat yourself up all day long and believe you me, I do, but it's looking and seeing and celebrating when those big wins happen. Make the biggest deal out of them.
Yes,
and you should. They're little victories, but they are huge.
Yes.
They're huge to bring you momentum and just a reassurance that like, okay, we're on the right track. Like, I'm not invisible. You can hear me speaking. Yeah. All of those things
and I would even say in that moment when you do realize that small victory, it's a win-win, because what you can do in that moment, if you do take a moment, is you can celebrate yourself. Like, I'm doing it. I'm trying. Soak this in.
Yes.
These might be few and far between, so I gotta like soak it up while I have it.
Yeah.
But also I would say encourage your child who just welcomed and ushered in that moment for you, made that possible. Right. For me to say to Jonah in that moment, like, I love that answer. You're right, buddy. That makes me so happy. Like, to encourage, once they receive that positive reinforcement, they'll most likely want to keep doing it. And then, hey, you get more of those proud mama moments because they want to just be better and better and better.
There you go. Yep.
It's a win-win.
Yep.
You feel celebrated, they feel celebrated and encouraged.
When I love that, and especially when we're talking about the consistency of it, consistency is not my thing, but I know myself well enough to know I've got lots and lots of other beautiful things that I'm bringing to my kids. And so it's leaning into those, celebrating myself in those moments, and like, I'm going to lean into my strengths. I'm not going to beat myself up for my weaknesses.
And I would also say, speaking of, like, you're claiming that a weakness might be consistency, or I've heard you say stick-to-itiveness and like follow through. I would say, like, give yourself some grace, like for you, for the listener, for the viewer, like, you're consistently a good mom. You're consistently a great person.
Come on now.
And you do the right thing. And those are big general things that our kids are watching.
Right.
It's integrity. Be consistent. If you can't do the potty chart and you lose it 3 days in, that's okay. You don't have to be type A, and you don't have to be the mama discipline extraordinaire.
Keep it going.
I'm just saying, just do the right thing.
Yes.
That kind of consistency is what I'm talking about. And scene.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I'm not going to top that, and I'm not going to ruin that moment for me or for you.
We're not going to fix it all in a day. We're not going to reap all the rewards in a day. But I feel like our ending thought and parting thoughts for this one is just take it a day at a time, one step at a time. Do the next right thing. That consistency will pay off over time. And just, you're doing a great job. In case no one else tells you today, you're a really good mom.
Thanks for listening to the I Am Mother of the Year podcast with Lisa and Jen. If you love what you hear and want insider access to more conversations just like these, exclusive Mother of the Year merch, and access to the I Am Mother of the Year podcast one day early, join the growing community of patrons who support our movement at patreon.com/I Am Mother of the Year. Talk to you next week.